Okay, so let's go to the first question. I wonder if I say okay every time I say video. Let's start a video. Well, anyways, the ratio of carrots to eggs sold at a deli is 5 to 2. There's 30 carrots sold. How many eggs were sold as well? Okay, so you have choices, and I don't know which one you like more. I like tape diagrams, but I'm also going to do this. Carrots, eggs. I'll do okay, carrots, eggs, and total. So there were 5 carrots, 2 eggs for a total of 7 items. And I know there's 30 carrots sold, so that there 30 will go over here. So what's the relationship? Times 6. So everything's going to be times 6, times 6, 12, 42. And 30 plus 12 is 42, so I know my totals are correct. So I want to know how many eggs were sold. So eggs is here, 12. 12 eggs were sold. Tape diagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are the carrots. These are the eggs. And it says 30 carrots were sold. The 30 goes on top here. Right? So 30 divided by 5 boxes is 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. And you can tell clearly that 12 is the answer. So either way, don't matter. Whatever you're comfortable with. Tom and Jerry solve money in the ratio of 9 to 11. If they solved a total of 200, how much? So let's do Tom, Jerry, and total. So Tom saves 9, Jerry saves 11 for a total of 20 right now. But then it said what happens when they when they saved $200? So I'll put 200 over here. It's times 10, so everything's going to be times 10. So this is going to be 110, this is going to be 90. And you can tell 90 plus 110 is 200, so that's okay. So, but the question says, how much more did Jerry save? Well, Jerry saved 110, Tom saved 90, and if you subtract the 2, your answer is 20. Okay, so be careful with the questions, what she's asking you. Sam has 42 comic books, 32 nonfiction books, and 18 fiction, right? A ratio of nonfiction to total books. Well, 42 comics, 32 nonfiction, 18 fiction. If I add this, 12 goes 1, 4, 7, 8, 9. I have a total of 92 books total. And I want the ratio of nonfiction is here, to 92. So I can write it this way. I can in simplest form. Okay, so let me write it as a fraction because I have to write it in simplest form. I can divide this by 2, I guess 16. Can I divide this by 4? I think 4. So it's 2 16. And divide by 2 over here will be, I don't know, 48, 49, 46. I can divide it by 2. 9, 10, 11. Why is it that oh, okay. So I can divide this by 2 again, which is 8, 24. I can divide by 2 again, which is 4 and 12, or 2 again, 2 and 6, and then 1 over. So I can just divide it by 32. No, 3, no. 2, 4, 6, 8. Can I divide by 8? Right. Okay, this is your math teacher, right? 16, 46. I can divide it by 2 again, 8 over 23. So final answer, 8 to 23. Sorry. There are 12 boys and 7 girls on the soccer team. What is the ratio of girls to total soccer players? Why are we doing this again? Okay, so how many soccer players are there total? Well, 12 and 7 is 19 for total number of players. And I want a ratio of girls to total. So girls, there's 7 compared to total, 19. Careful. 5. The ratio of apples and bananas is 5 and 2. How many bananas are there if there is, and if there are 8 apples? Okay. How many bananas are there if, let's take the second if there are 8 apples. Really? Apples, bananas, total fruits. So there's 5 apples, 2 bananas for a total of 7 fruits. And if there are 8 apples, oh, okay, so 8 apples, okay, so here things change a little. So I can't really do, well, I don't want to write it this way. I want to write it this way. 5 apples, 2 bananas. What happens when there's 8 apples? So again, the question says how many apples, so I should have written, well, it's okay. So, is there a relationship? One of the things you could have done here, I don't know if I want to do it this way. Give me 2 seconds. 5 to 2. What happens when there are 8 apples? I am going to write this one like this. Bananas on top and apples at the bottom. Only because the question is asking me what happens when there's 8 apples. Okay, it's asking me about 8. So 5. It's 2 to 5 now, right? 2 bananas, 5 apples. So let me find a unit rate. Divide this by 5. I get 1 apple. So if I have 1 apple in this fruit salad, how many bananas will I have? Well, divide this by 5. And you will have a calculator. I'm debating that. But so if I divide 2 by 5, 2 dividido por 5 me va a salir 2 dividido por 5 me va a salir 2. It's going to give me 0.4 of a banana. So not too big of a banana, but less than half of a banana. Now, there we go. Now can I find out how many bananas I have? If I have 8 apples, well, it's times 8. Now multiply this times 8. So 0.4 times 8, 3.2. Okay, so I'm going to need 3 full bananas and a little bit of another one. Okay. So much easier way. So that's one way of doing things. Okay, so let's see if there was an easier way of doing it. So let me write this again. So let me write it. What is it? Bananas and apples. So just be careful here because it's 5 apples, 2 bananas. And because you're going to have a calculator, this might come in handy. So I need to know what 8 apples is, right? Look up and down. Is there a relationship? How does a 5 become a 2? 5, 2.5, right? So 5 divided by 2.5 is 2. So I could have done divide by 2.5, so which means I'm going to divide 8 by 2.5. I get the same answer? Yeah, I get the same answer. If I divide this by 2.5, I get 3.2. Okay. But I think better. Actually, if you find the unit rate, it's probably less messy than this. Complete the table. Okay, so guys, up and down, you can clearly see. To go up is divided by 2. To go down is times 2, right? The 30 to become 15 is divided by 2. 15 to become 30 is times 2. So it's just a matter of direction. If you do side to side, there's no problem. Look. How does 15 become a 60 times 4? So this is going to be times 4, which is going to be 120. Or you could have just multiplied 60 times 2 because 60 is going down times 2. So pick a direction. Again, you can do 15 to 75, which is times 5. And which means 30, I'm going to multiply times 5, which is going to give me 150. Or I could have multiplied 75 times 2 because it's going down. Well, to go up, right, I divide by 2. So this would be 60. To go up, divide by 2, so this will be 105. If you didn't like doing it that way, you can use the 30. How does the 30 become 120? Times 4. So how does the 15 become here? Times 4. Isn't 15 times 4 60? So you get the same thing. Okay. How does 30 becomes 210? Times 7. So multiply 15 times 7. And you do get 105. So you got choices. You can do a side-to-side thing or a one up and down relationship. Whatever is easier for you. 7. The ratio of boys to schools out of school is 6 to 15. How many boys are there when there are 40 girls? Okay, so I wouldn't do a tape diagram because there's 15 squares. It's just too much. So boys girls total. I got 6 boys, 15 girls, for a total of, I don't know, 24, 21 kids, right? 6 boys, 15 girls. Do I even need the boy column? No, the total column, I didn't. So 40 girls. Ugh, again, ish. Ugh, ugh. It's not gonna work out because nothing multiplied by 15 equals 40. So let me not write it this way. So let me write it this way: 6 boys, 15 girls, and I want to find out what happens when there's 40 girls. Well, no relationship here. Up and down. So when you don't have anything, okay, straightforward, you can simplify this. Can we simplify this to something? If I divide it by 5, I'm going to get a 3. That's not good. 6 boys. If I divide it by 3, I get 5. Yeah, I can divide this by 3. So if I divide 6 divided by 3, I get 2. If I divide 15 by 3, I get 5. So here's my new ratio. Has the same value. But I can now work to 40, which is times 8. And 2 times 8 will give me 16 boys. So when there are 40 girls, I'm going to have 16 boys. That's it. 8. We're going to create a table. We'll create let's create a, what do you call, a table first. So 12 pages per minute. So my table is going to have time comes first. Minute, pages, my ordered pair. So in 1 minute, you can read 12 pages. It's going to be 1 and 12. So let's get up to like 4 points. 2 and 24, 2 and 24, 3, 4. Let's go to 5. Can I have them? Let's see. 36, 48, 60. This is easy. 3, 4, 5, 60, 48, 36. Make sure you write the report correctly. Put in parentheses. I start labeling this. So the time goes at the bottom. I'll call this my minute. This is going to be my number of pages that she reads. And it's going to be my 0. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have 1, 2? I have room. So I'm going to make this 1, make this 2, make this 3, make this 4, and I'm going to make this 5. Pages, I'm 12, 24, I can go by 2. So I'm going to make 2 boxes, 12, 24, 36, 48, and 60. Connect the dots. Use a ruler. I don't have one, so make sure you stretch it out. And make sure you put an arrow here. Label, label. Everything looks good. And I need the title. Cynthia's reading rate. Okay. You can use this graph to read and figure out how much she reads in X amount of time. Okay, so that would be what I expect. Wait. Determine the best buy. So determine the best buy, and we have to put all of these. It says compare the unit rate, so make sure you use the unit rate. So I'm going to put money on top, 12 for 12 pies. The other one is what? $9 for 10 pies. And the other one is what? $17 for 10 pies. Let's change this to unit rate. I'm going to change everything to unit rate. And then compare. So 1 pie, 1 pie, 1 pie. So this is divided by 12. So on top is going to also be divided by 12. And I'm going to use a calculator. 20 divided by 12 would give me that rounded. Every pie cost me $1.67. And this would be divided by 10. So on top is going to be divided by 10, right? And that's going to give me 90 cents. So each pie is going to give me 90 cents, 0.9. And the last one I bought, something wrong here. 5 pies. Okay, this is 5 pies. Sorry, it should have been 5 pies. So 9 and 9 divided. So it's 9 divided by 5. Okay, 9 divided by 5 is going to give me $1.80 per pie. And the last one I did buy 10 pies, right? So 1 cent is going to cost me $1.70. Divided by 10, divided by 10. So the cheapest one is the first one. Okay, it could cost me $1.67 per pie. Ratio of cars to buses to trucks is 30. Well, what's the ratio of trucks? Well, trucks is 42. To cars is the first one to 30 in simplest form. Divide by 6, I get 7. Divide by 6, I get 5. So there it is. Trucks to cars. Okay. They're equivalent. Okay. Pet store has giraffes. Oh, jeez. So I'm going to use a tape diagram for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the giraffe. Birds is 3. And the snake is 1. Sounds about right. There are a total of 45 animals, so the total 45 goes over here. 45 represents every box here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 9 boxes, and 45 divided by 9 boxes gives me 5. So each box is going to be 5. Could have done a part total for this one, not a problem. How many more birds are there than snakes? Well, there's 15 birds. There's only 5 snakes, so there's 10 more birds. Okay. Here is your word there. Okay, the bonus word. Try. Sam stated the ratio of Brazilians to Canadians 28-42. Okay, so there's 28 Brazilians to 42 Canadians at the international school. Justine said that there are 4 Brazilians to every 7 Canadians. Are these ratios equivalent? Huh. Well, let's look at it. So let me just rewrite it without all the labels. Is 28 over 42 the same thing as 4 over 7? Well, how does a 28 become a 4? Okay, so let me take that. So 28 becomes a 4 divided by 7. And it's 42 divided by 7. No. So that's one way of proving it, because you can't reduce it. And another way of proving that you could have said that, well, I simplified 28 over 42, right? Because 4 over 7 is already simplified. And I simplify 48 over 42, and I divide that by 7, I get 4. And I divide this by 7, I get 6, which eventually simplifies to 2/3. And is 2/3 and 4/7 the same? No. So the ratios here are not equivalent. They're not proportional, right? So they're not equal to each other. The 28 over 42 are not equal to each other. So you gotta just prove it that way. 13, last question. Ooh, so let's find the unit rate. She walks 12. Why do I write the money sign? Because 12 miles in 5 hours. Find the unit rate. I can do that. So in 1 hour, how much can she? So we're going to divide this by 5. I'm going to divide this by 5, and 12 divided by 5 is 260. No, 12. Right. The cat can walk 2.4 miles in an hour. That's great. But that's not it. There's a part 2 to this. How far can she walk in 13 hours? So I'm going to make another one. So we went from the rate, we found the unit rate, and once we find the unit rate, so much easier to work with. So it's times 13. Times 13. And I get 31.2 miles. That cat's going to be walking for a while. So in 13 hours, cat to cat can walk 31.2 miles. Okay? This should be a relatively easy test. Okay? So that's it.